Good morning, guys. I have a chat video for you this morning. For multiple reasons. Now I sit on the bed and tell you that. I'm just going to grab a couple of locos. I'm going to bear it to the bed and show you them. And string carriages out of the way. I'm not going to bring all the train over today. I'm just going to bring a couple over. Because I think it's important to talk about these particular sets. And yes, people might say things that might not be true. So, hey, I'm back with a chat video. It's been about 3 weeks since my last one, and that was in January. So, yeah, I want to chat about multiple things and things that I want to talk about, which is personally for me, it's one of the big topics for about railways, railway industry, the rail trains, and other things I want to bring up in today's video. My voice is a bit off because I've been getting up early again, and it's been odd last few days for multiple reasons, but yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about is to basically explain that railway industries are a very expensive hobby now, and the cost of finance has been shorted by more than half the population coming to being really poor and not very well off. So that makes the railway industry for the hobby enthusiasts for trains, and obviously travel on rail trains included. These two things are very expensive for people who can't afford very much on everyday expenses like shopping and electric bills and whatever other bills that goes into a property. Mine's a hobby which can cost you between £2,000 and £4,000 a year buying the sets, which can cost you £300 to £400 every time you buy one. So yeah, it's ridiculous. The hobby is so expensive now, and I would show you a picture how expensive one of the train set is, it's really crazy. I put this down to think I wouldn't need to use this today, but I can tell you the cost of a train set now, it's utterly mental, the price that they charge for now. A brand new train set from Hornby, it shouldn't cost that much. Let's go for this Hornby 00 trains, because when I start this off and tell you the price of these sets now. A proper train set, you're looking very expensive prices, even for 00. So you can get a starter set for £119, which is affordable. You get them for like brand new digital train sets, you're looking well into thousands. And of course you've got TT gauge, which is between 00 and N, which again is not very accessible at the moment with TT, and I'll tell you why. And I discovered this reason that why restart that word again. The reason why TT gauge is not very accessible at the moment is because they only got a small handful of trains. They only got 4 or 5 trains to run on TT compared to Double O, which has got more than about 20,000 different models in the range of Double O and N. Compared to TT, it's only a handful selection. And of course, if you're into the HST models, if you're into TT gauge range locos between the Double O and N gauge loco, that's what TT is. It's basically Double O/N gauge system, because it means Double O can run on smaller tracks. However, it means that N gauge track /TT gauge /Double O, it kind of means any model between N and Double O could mix into the TT gauge. Assuming on the model and its full configuration, it's depends on the control output of the controller as well as the main supply for the set. But TT gauge is not very popular because A, it's very expensive new set of railways. It's not very popular at the moment. It's expensive, and Hornby's not been very successful with it at the moment, and they just kind of jumped the bullet to throw out quite a range of small handful trains with the track and the controllers. That means anything from Double O and N, they're still the popular ones out there, and Double O's been around the longest, being that they were introduced back in the 60s sometime, where the tracks were made in the UK in model form, and the costs of getting them out and used for layouts and things, they were more affordable back then, but nowadays it gets really expensive. And my favourite trains, I will show you in a minute. My most passionate train for Double O, and it was always been my number one, which will be my HSTs. My HST for my Double O layout are expensive sets, and they go from a power car and a train car. Mine didn't include the carriages you get with them. The carriages for the HST sets now are like 40 quid each, which means that when you buy 2 carriages, they're like £85 each, which is mad. I mean, I remember when I first got my own train, when I bought it for myself the first time, when I bought the Flying Scotsman, and back then you could buy a coach for £10 or less, but now the coaches you can get, which are basic, reasonably okay detail wise, but they're not highly realistic in the way they might suit on a proper layout. But on a, if you're having a dream layout based for the HSTs, then you need to at least have some detail there on the carriages. Compared to, you've just got the basic colours but with no detail on the inside, and people slamming the doors kind of thing. It doesn't have that sort of thing on models, but in real life you still got the slam doors and things like that. But yeah, there's just loads of things that I think the hobby's going to start collapsing because it's too pricey, too expensive, and the system with the model rally industry, mind anything else, is really taking a toll on the companies, but it's also taking a toll on people who can't afford it so much anymore because they're trying to cover their bills for properties and keeping their vehicle on the roads and keeping up with shopping bills, which means that things like holidays or hobbies are just going to be pushed off to the side and can't enjoy it as much anymore. And that lies because of the companies, other things that are pushing that profiteering on other companies, means the whole system will collapse on itself. Means affording a hobby will be very expensive if you can afford it. However, if you find some cheaper option like eBay, and sometimes you can find okay prices on Amazon sometimes, but most of them will be on eBay. I mean, I have looked at my passionate Class Weight 3 sets in other stores. I looked them in other websites online, and to be honest, the Intercity double sets for on Hornby.com, it's like more than double the price I paid for mine, and in itself, it's like I'm glad I didn't buy it through Hornby directly, because the price of that is like 800 or something ridiculous. But this set, this one here, I got last November for about 375 or close to about 400. And the reason I got this particular one in this colour, because I did see it last summer for the retirement of the cross country HST sets, and these are not the most expensive ones you can get. They are the classical ones with the British Rail blue and yellow with a bit of white at the back of the set, and this one does have directional lights, tail lights, cab lights, and it also has an M coupling which you can pull out and change it for a downstroke coupler, an upper coupler, and all the other bits. But the downside of the model version of the HSTs, you can't lift that little panel up like you in the real thing. You can't lift it up and put the fuel into the little hatch there, which you can lift up in real life and work on in the inside of it, where the grill would probably occasionally need to be cleaned out and the bolts would occasionally need to be replaced, and then lift the glass panels off to work with them. But things like that, those little bit details you could add to the models to make them a little bit more realistic, and it shouldn't cost any more than about 2 or 3 quid extra to the train. But you know, it's something a Hornby should be thinking about when they're putting it into the 00 sets. Mind of whatever livery it can be into the Intercity blue and yellow, in British Rail Intercity blue and yellow, with alongside with the newer ones, with 43187 Cardiff Castle. Again, this was a very expensive model. This was like 380 or something. I got this, so again, quite pricey. And obviously, it's again, you can get quite a lot of stuff in the models of the 00 range of HST packs. I got another one up on the windowsill, which is in GNER, which you've seen multiple times, and I unboxed it. It's got a lot of use on that one. So models like this, and this being my passionate train, I want to see a bit more detail with them. The engine's perfectly spot on. It's not too powerful, it's not too lightweight, and it's got a perfect range of light directions, where you got 2 on one side, 1 on the other. You got a cab light, and then you got the 2 tail lights going away from you. With the centre mounted motor, which in real life they're pretty much like that anyway, but they also had a small electric motor on board as well to convert that diesel engine to move the train. And obviously the wheel arrangement is a Bobo, which means that when they're putting like 4-car sets of carriages, they could go through between 120 to 110 miles an hour along between Plymouth to Penzance Road. And they did do Dawlish quite a lot up to Cardiff Central last year, but they've been limited quite substantially during last year when they retired the cross country sets. And 2 of these sets came at a price of just under 800 quid for me last year. It was ridiculous. And as gone back 10 years ago, these would cost you maybe about 125 each. So you may be looking around 200, more than 20 years, well, nearly 10 years ago, I would say. But things have changed quite considerably since then. Prices have shot up and other things have changed. So yeah, it's the reason why the railway is going to start collapsing, I expect, in the next 10 years, because people can't afford it anymore, and I'm buying all my stuff on eBay because it's cheaper. And yes, it's second hand, or you know, it potentially could have been run and used, but you know, so even though sometimes I might have to spend a bit I'm a passionate train. I would not spend it on any other trains apart from these 43s, because my layout is going to be dedicated to the 43 sets. So it's going to be it's going to be like a HST heritage line for the 43s, with one exception of the freight train of a 66 or a 47 ton freight. That would be only the one exception I would have to the set, is the freight train. And the rest of the trains will be the 43s, and there's, some occasions I will have to pull the 66 out, put a new train along, pretend the train was broken down, it's in its sidings, waiting for it being repaired. So there will be some sections, things like that might happen, but again, my dream layout is going to be dedicated to these sets, to the 43 sets. And for the 3 sets I do have owned and working and running order, and the other ones up on in the side, up on the windowsill at the moment, is my GNER set, my oldest one of my collection. These 2 are my new ones, because to add the range. I'm hoping to get a couple more this year to finish it off with Cross Country, East Coast, Virgin, and hopefully Coast Rail set. That's the hope. So yeah, I'm just going to end with those last 4 for this year, and that's it. I'm not planning to get any more for a while after that, to be honest. The Midland Pullman does look good, the HST one, but I think at the moment I'm just going to stick with doing my last year of doing YouTubers this year, and obviously with my last year being in mind, this year is my last year basically making model wearing videos, mainline videos, heritage videos. Any adventure videos will come up, this will be the last year you'll see them. So December 2024, Christmas Eve of this year, will be my last video, and it's going to be one big video on Christmas Eve this year. It's going to be a 2-hour video, running trains, chatting about, giving you a great thanks to when the time comes, and there's going to be just a lot of different things included in that video for the end of this year. But for now, obviously we're heading towards summer, and there's potentially with railways, with the specials coming through soon, from April onwards, there's going to be some specials about to come through. And the Midland Pullman is going to be the first one of the HST, so I'll be out there filming it to capture it from where it's going to on the first run. I think it's going to Wales, so I'm going to be catching it from Dawlish, and maybe I'll probably catch it from Exeter when it stops there, and then I'll catch it back at Dawlish Run or something like that, and then that way I've got different perspectives with it. But I'm trying to think. May's going to be my Birmingham New Street. I'm hoping May's going to be a Birmingham New Street video in May to celebrate my 9th year of being on YouTube. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think after my holiday in June, I hopefully have a gap before I go to London. If I can get a chance to go to London, I will. Depends how I feel. The idea of going to a big major city, just to doing some road photography, because a city, you got higher crime rates, you got higher, things that people chance to do anything to you. Which a place like Birmingham is less likely, and then London, because it's that much smaller compared to a major city. Birmingham's pretty big, but it's not as bad as saying like London is. But yeah, I've been there once before with my mum. That's when we saw the Intercity coming in, with the Intercity Swallowtail on the rear of the train, with just green red carriages in the middle, which was really random. Which is very odd, but yeah, it was a great time anyway. I got my photo taken there, and put my hand out. You might see it on my YouTube platform, my train channel, where I got my finger out like this, with my photo taken on my hand on the Intercity Swallow HST set on the back of the Intercity. That was a good year for all the HST sets, from cross country HSTs to the Intercity Swallow, to the Cotswolds, to the Midland Pullman, and the Castle sets as well. So it was a great year for all the different sets could come down from all over the place, really. This year you will see the Midland Pullman again, but again you're going to see it from 2 different locations this time instead of just the one area. Same for Steam. I'm not entirely sure what Steam's going to be planned to come down this summer. I have no clue to what's going to be planned. So there's a possibility while on holiday there might be some Steam coming through. I don't know. And of course after I come back from holiday it's going to be my birthday. So after that it's going to be my birthday. So I've got a bit of a gap between them. Not massive, but it's about a couple of weeks between. And then we're going to be off on my birthday going to Paignton for a day trip. Going down from Plymouth to Newton Abbot and then jumping over to Paignton line down towards Paignton. And then we'll probably do the train. I'll be basically doing a rally photography on the Harwich line at the Paignton line, going over to the River Dart and over. And then hopefully on the same day, hopefully we'll see the Midland Pullman coming through, and they got to turn it around towards Paignton, and they got to go back towards, I think they do the Plymouth to Penzance route in June, because they're doing Penzance to Paignton, I think, and then they're doing Paignton to Plymouth, and then Plymouth to Penzance again. I think that's the system they're working with this year. Shame I couldn't have the option to travel up this year. That was my original plan, but didn't go to plan. Well, next year there's always small potential possibility. Next year could be more of a success with that way. However, on other topics with the Bowie stuff, yes, there'll be less videos as the autumn brings in again. I will be counting down how much videos I do. After the special's gone through, there'll be less and less of them. I'm just hoping to see a few more different type of specials this year, with different steam engines, different diesel sets, and maybe a few different cargoes with GBRF and DB cargo sets, and even some unusual Kurzweil sets if they come through. Sometime during the summer would be nice to see a few different ones. So yeah, so back to the railway stuff, to the models and areas like that. Yes, the hobby is basically an expensive hobby. As I said, the Intercity and the Castle together was about £784. But if I got a third one, it would cost me over £1,000, which is mental. Because I mean, it means eventually, in the future, I'll probably get some more in the future, a long way down the line. But right now, I can't afford massive. Because from Intercity to the Castle set to the GNR, that's 3 sets in their own. I mean, I would hope to fill out my tyre windowsill with them, of the 43s. But I don't want them to keep them there forever. My plan is to have shells for them, but with the full rake of carriages with the correct ones. So, so yeah, the hobby is expensive. I reckon I spend about between £3,000 to £4,000 a year on these sets to not just get the track, the trains, the controller systems, all the wagons, carriages, all that adds up. And you think about it, how much that adds up in comparison to, say, like travelling on the trains, where when you've got a rail card travelling regularly to Devon and Cornwall, it costs you maybe once or a third of the price off of your travel. So instead of costing you £13, it'll cost you £6.80. So it's more expensive, but it still adds up at the end of the day, especially when you've got everything else going on in your bank and it's taken out of it every single day, which means less funds for your passionate things, which is why I'm taking the opportunity from my last year to really plug all these different videos I want to do to end this year off with a great end the video off this year in December 2024, to end the year off with some great content. So out through from now to December 2024, we just got a lot of videos to put out, and then in the autumn of this year things will start to cut down, which would be good in some way, and it's going to feel strange not doing videos like anymore after December 2024. It's going to feel really strange, but again, it's going to be to give me new growth and new different ideas for the future for myself. And you know, much I love some of the videos I have done, there's some videos I have done I have not felt great at and felt very, what's the right word, not really feel very impressed with some of the videos I have done in the past. And just just looked at some of them last night when we came home, and I think to myself, what was I thinking? But yeah, now I'm just thinking, I've done some good videos last year. I think some of the best videos I did last year was between the model sets and the real life trains, between Totnes to Backfire Station, and obviously the Bobbin and Winter video to the Holt station up at Norfolk, and of course I did Birmingham New Street, so that was another new location for filming at last year, which was really good. And from some of the model videos I did last year was pretty impressive. I would never expect some of my model videos I did last year reach up to over 11,000 viewers. Mine's 8.5. That's pretty impressive. I mean, they were only 15-20 minutes long for most of them, and yeah, it's incredible. Sometimes my content just seems to bounce out the window, how popular my channel can be. I mean, at the moment I'm still sitting at 238 subscribers with quite a lot of viewers on certain channels. I mean, my most popular video from last year would be from last year. I need to go into populars. 11,000 viewers, and this was taken a year ago. I mean, and then you got 8.1k, 7.2k. I got loads of, you know, the popular range of YouTube videos that I've done from last year. It's incredible. It really is. I think my most popular mainline video I'd done last year, 3 months ago, was the Dawlish one I did with steam and diesels mixed together. And yes, I did get a few people telling me to be quiet when there's specials coming through, but we don't listen to them. I got overexcited because I'd never seen Mallard before. That was my first year seeing it. But you can't always win with people, can you? But yeah, to be honest, I think towards the autumn, I think this year, I'm going to be ranging myself to just do some more models. To be honest, I might do a couple of videos at Dawlish during the autumn, because to go back there to do a few more before the end of the year off. And to be honest, I will probably do a small venture video with you, do a live stream one at Dawlish for my holiday. I might just do a little live stream for you, one out near the main line, and you guys can come and join me on my live stream doing one on holiday if you so wish to. But yeah, that's not too far away now, but it's still another couple of months away, but not too long. But yeah, if you're looking forward to the steam engines and the diesels that are coming through this summer, so am I. I'm looking forward to see them. To be honest, my plan is, if the GBRF sets get activated tomorrow, they're not supposed to come through until about 7:45 or something in the evening, which I would really like to catch on camera if they are activated. I would love to catch them on camera at either Dawlish or Plymouth Station, depending on where they're going to. If they're just going through Dawlish and they're stopping at Newton Abbot for the night, then I'd probably best to be staying down at Dawlish to a certain point during the evening. I can always catch the train from, see the train coming in at Newton Abbot, but they're coming in on platform 2, was it 1? I can't remember which one it was. I think it's platform 1, isn't it? Because it comes in up on the painting line and then it turns itself around somehow further up and it goes back down into one of the sidings. So potential possibilities tomorrow. I'll have to see how my mum feels about that. So yeah, it's, if I got more new videos coming up with potentially new models, new places to film this year. And of course, I don't need to do a break because I had one not too long ago, back in January. So I'm going to power through for the rest of this year with the videos until December 2024 comes around. So Christmas Eve of this year will be my last video I'll be pumping out, and then after that, done. All the videos will be done, and I'll basically quit YouTube after December, the 24th of December 2024. That would be my last video this year, and that would be my last video altogether, which is incredible, but also be surprising, because the first day I started YouTube was on the 28th of May 2015, and that was nearly 9 years ago, but obviously it's not 9 years yet. It will be on the 28th of May of this year. And yeah, it's crazy to think how fast time's going, and I still feel like I haven't done much with outside of content. I haven't done much with my studying more with the values and how I can improve myself for other things that I need to get done in my life to make my life a little bit more suited for myself than just making content all the time. But yeah, so things are going to change at the end of this year to a complete stop to YouTube, which will be at the end of this year. But until then, we've got a bundle of videos to come up for the next 8 months or something. So yeah, got a fair way to go beforehand, but we'll get there. And when the time comes, things could change quite considerably. And who knows, maybe in the future. I'm also thinking when I'm much older, I'll probably do a book on write a book about railways, between these beautiful Class 43 sets from the year they started from to the year they retired from, and basically how my love for trains started. And you can just read it once I put it together. I'm going to be doing it when I'm much older, putting this book together and hopefully get it published and, you know, sold on the market for people can buy it and they can, you know, and I might even sign it for you so you guys can read it. And obviously there's going to be lots of other things into the page. There's going to be things that I might put in, say like the freight trains or how steam came around, and the AC electrics of course. But yeah, there's going to be lots of train related pages on. Every page is going to have different era from different HST eras, and then at the closer to the back there could be basically the middle page is going to be steam, at the back it's going to be the AC electrics. So at the front you're going to have the diesel hybrid sets like the 43s and all that, and then the second page will be just 4 diesels, and then you get, you know, the diesel range out for the whole year. Of the things, and there'll be pictures, small pictures in the book as well, so you can see the different areas of the train. But I think we're going to need this wrapped up now, guys. To saying that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And just quickly to end this video off, I want to say, if you are into the hobby, whatever gauge it could be, between 00 and N and T gauge, be advised that the hobby is very pricey. If you're into the 43s in 00 or N or T, that this model here, trying to find this model here I got last year was about £370. Bear in mind that this price I got last autumn, so that could change this year to maybe £380 to £390 instead of £370. So these might change in price. The models I'm quickly looking at for this year will be these sets. I do like the idea of getting In-City Swallow as well, just to mix up the colours, but I want to get Cross Country first, East Coast, Virgin and Kurzweil. The Midland Pullman, I do want to get that one as well, but the price of that one is really ridiculous. The same price as the East Coast. It's the same price as the Cross Country set. It's really pricey. Plus, you know, there's loads of other things. It's so expensive. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just giving you a heads up, but we're giving you a warning that the hobby is expensive. So if you're going to start down this route, look on eBay to start your route with hobby. Start with cheaper options like starter sets through eBay, and then even for your passionate train through eBay, it's worth going through things like that because you can get secondhand good prices good prices on eBay for a good premium train on there, and you can get good quality trains from through there now, which is far better than what it used to be like. But yeah, start down by buying yourself sets through eBay instead of going on Hornby.com or Amazon or Model Zone or anything else. I recommend going through eBay for your sets because it's just cheaper, the range is cheaper, and then any other website. So I highly recommend going on one of those websites if you want to start down this road. But I'm just giving you a warning, they're very expensive. Get what you can afford and be sensible when you're buying something in the price range you can actually afford, and then work your way up into the more expensive ones once you can afford it. But anyway, you guys enjoyed this video nevertheless. I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Might be this evening actually for some video gameplay, who knows. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys this evening for some video gameplay. A great day, peace out.